You there? Please welcome Hong Kong's finest player, a man who reached the final of the Masters in 2011, a two-time ranking event champion, Marco Fu. And he faces a man from Essex who has become a prolific winner in recent years, the current Shanghai Masters champion, Stuart Bingham.
He got a few in. Okay, sure. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Stuart Bingham to break.
A very good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to the Alexandra Palace for this first evening session in this year's Dafabet Masters. Stuart Bingham won the toss and pretty good length with the break-off shot. Table looks to be playing beautiful. You can tell just by that break-off shot. He certainly got the pace of it with his opening shot. Did try to pot that, but the black wasn't available, so it was just a sort of safety shot as well. Marco has been to the final of the Masters here in 2011. The toughest tournament, well, outside the World Championship, Stephen, to win, you'd have to say.
Yeah, obviously it's traditionally the top 16 players in the world. So as the best players in the world, it's obviously going to be very difficult to win. Be interesting to see what Marco Fu turns up tonight, because on his day he can beat anybody. He's been at the final here. Tremendous scorer when he's on his game. One of the best break builders in the game.
Nervy one that from Marco, but hasn't left an easy opener. There's one that'll pass the pink, I think, but he's close to the cushion, a little bit awkward. Yeah, there you see it, plenty of room. One.
6. Seven.
Believe it or not, Stuart has played, well, this is his
12.
6th appearance, and he hasn't won a match yet in the Masters. It shows you how tough it is to get past the first round. He lost a couple of years ago to Judd Trump 6-3, then Mark Selby 6-5, and John Higgins beat him last year 6-2. So he'll be wanting a pretty good start here,
30.
Stuart. He is capable of winning this tournament, but the more you play in it, the tougher it becomes to get past that first round.
Yeah, no ranking points on offer in the Masters. It's just purely about proving yourself against the other best players in the world. Finished wrong side of the blue, so mid-range red coming up. A little bit of a test of cueing early on.
18.
Failed the test.
Stuart Bingham. 18.
It's very unlike Stuart, that, but it just shows you, you know, sometimes you try a little bit too hard instead of just relaxing, and so it's going to be a very interesting opening frame here. Is that red? It's not available. The brown's blocking it, so he was rather fortunate there. In their head-to-heads, Mark has got the better of Stuart. 5 wins to Stuart's 2. Makes it awkward now with those 2 reds. There's the virtual image just spinning around to show you that he can't quite get to that red. Played this as a shot to nothing. If he gets it, he's going to finish on the blue or one of the bulk colours. But I think this time Stuart has blocked the path for a pot into the right corner. This one will sneak in, the white will be heading up towards the yellow. It's a risky brown. You can tell with a little shake of the head there. He knows if he rolls the brown and he's got that red to the right of the green, but it's got to take it on, you would feel. Not as easy as it looks, this. Oh, that's a good shot. Terrific reception for both players when they were introduced at the start of the match. And well, at a packed house this afternoon for Mark Selby, Sean Murphy, and to have a look at that, what a great setting it is. Always has been at the Masters. Wembley Conference Centre was at the home of the Masters for many years, but
6.
it's now the Ali Pali that's home of one of the biggest tournaments in the calendar season.
$11.
The obvious problem that Marco's working out is how to get rid of that red to the left of the black. That's the one that was making things awkward at the moment.
$12.
I thought he had a chance of playing for the black. Where I've got the circle there, if you got the white somewhere in that, I think the black would be available, and then you could leave the red into the same pocket as the black, but he decided against that, and now he's got quite a bit to do with the cue ball. As Stephen mentioned, that black is awkward at the moment.
He's played this well. Yeah, even if he gets slightly high in the black, it's not difficult to play a cannon on that red to the left of it.
I think he's okay though, Stephen, just having a quick look at it. He can possibly play the cannon this time as we see the white pull up to leave an angle on this red to either play it off the cushion and cannon the red, or just a little cannon into it directly when he pots this, so he could get the black into play here. That last shot he played, as we show you the lovely little cannon here, the last shot he didn't intend to get on the red quite like that, but it's worked out a treat for him.
You would think the full ball in the red that's furthest to the right of the pack here, just stunning to that. He must land. Well, there's obviously a plant. Can get a perfect angle to into the bunch. So this is going to disturb
25.
Another couple of reds if he gets this.
I, like you, thought he would go into the reds, but he can make the plant. But let's see how he finishes with the cue ball. He's not only got to make sure of the plant, but the way he's playing it is not screwing back. He's going to disturb the pink and red, so he needs a little bit of good fortune to drop on the colour. Now he played it lovely.
26.
Oh, we got a series of little kisses there, but he was hoping to be on pink or black, so well worked out.
$33.
Brent
34.
Moore just holding his hand up there. There was a couple of spectators were clambering down the stairs there. But it certainly didn't put Marco off. He just carried on, and I suppose when you're playing well and queuing as Marco is, you don't hear any distraction.
41. 42.
Well, if he's finished straight on this black, that's a little bit careless. He could have put the cue ball wherever he wanted there. And nice angle on that red.
Yeah, he's done exactly as you said, Stephen, and all he can do is screw back a little bit and leave a difficult long red. Well, has he got enough side on it? Yeah, this red does pass, so...
49. Can you guys just move away from there, please?
It's three pretty good shots the rest has played in this break. And now he's got a nice angle
50.
on the black. See, just a soft screw off side and bottom cushion with check side. So this is the frame winning shot, you would think.
Just got into it too much. It's quite a lively cloth by the looks of it. Just show you it again there. He wanted to hit that half ball, but he caught it thin, and he's not going to clinch the frame. 39 the difference. Had that cannon have worked out as Stephen suggested, and the frame was over. That's
Marco
pretty good
Fu,
there.
57.
Very nice 57 break, but the way the balls are situated is far from a frame winning position, this for Marco.
And if Stuart's thinking about risking dropping this red to the right corner for the black. Now playing the safety. It's not a bad one.
He'll just flick this red onto the side cushion. A little bit of insurance for him.
You see Stuart's view of this. Got no safety shot really. Maybe forced into taking this red down the cushion. He takes one of these reds on. He's bound to cannon the red on the right cushion. Well, in the end, he played the safety shot thicker than the normal angle that you would play.
He's got to be careful here. Similar type shot. He'll have a go at the pot here, but he's a long way off. And now that he's double kissed it, look at the chance he's left here. It's just the one red that may come to his rescue. The one that he clipped onto the right side cushion a few shots ago. But that attempted pot, he was a long way off that.
Yeah, I think if you were looking at weaknesses in Marco's game, it's certainly playing with power, and his long potting is probably not as consistent as some of the top players in the game. He always rises up whenever he plays shots, and even it becomes even more exaggerated when he's playing with power. So you said, Dennis, great chance of a counter attack. The red and the right cushion's not easy, but if he gets right behind it, he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball.
8.
Could even play for it here. If he doesn't go on it properly, he's always got the red to the left centre.
thought he would do the same, Stephen, if he just dropped about 12 inches behind that red, the
13.
difficult one. He would have had a fairly comfortable pot up the cushion. So will he get a better chance? That needs to pull up. The pink will get him over to that red. So it's a bit of a chance. He's got a chance of either moving it or dropping in behind it. Yeah, he probably will play to move it, but he could drop in behind it. It just depends how he feels. Well, he did play to move it, and it's pretty good. For this black would give him this opening frame. He's bound to finish on the yellow. .27 in front.
8.
27 on the table. There won't be in a second's time. So it'll be a relieved Marco Fu, because when he missed that red by quite a margin, I felt Stuart was going to clear up there, but he didn't.
13. Marco Fu, 13.
Yeah,
and the
Stuart
frame.
stays in his seat. So it was the earlier break of 57 that paved the way for Marco to go on and take this opening frame. He leads 1-0. But as I mentioned, he made that 57 break, and Stuart was right back in it. In fact, at one stage, Stuart became favourite because he took them nicely, and he had a choice of dropping in behind the red or moving in it, and he played a lovely shot here. Delicate little cannon. You know, if he misses the cannon, he knows he's always going to drop on the red, but he couldn't have hit it much better. If it had been dead straight, he couldn't have missed it, but I didn't expect him to miss it because he just overcut it slightly, and that was a bad mistake, Stephen, wasn't it?
Yeah, having played the good shot to get the cannon and sort of put yourself in position to win the frame, it's as if the pressure just came on him all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's usually looking around, he's trying to spot a few of his friends and has a little smile at them, but he can't spot any of them at the moment.
Thank you. Take your seats quickly, please. Quiet down, please. The second frame. Marco Fu to break. Foul in the miss.
You could hear the crowd
Stuart Bingham
all oohs and ahs there, but much better to miss the red than hit it thick. But having said that, there is a red that'll go to the right corner, so might be costly. Good opening pot. A good angle on the black to, well, do whatever he wants. He's going to have to disturb something. Got to be careful if he plays a delicate one. Probably better playing this with a bit of pace. Oh, that's unlucky. The one red is available into the right corner. The two that are together, you can
8.
cut the first one in, but once again, he's no guarantee where the cue ball is going to finish. So that could have turned out a little better for him. He probably didn't intend to catch that first red that he hit on the thinnish side. But this one cuts in, and if he pushes through it, you'd think he'd finish on. Well, it looks as if he's screwing it back, so he could get on the black. But he didn't get anywhere near the pot. I think he took his eye off that, and look at the chance he's left for Marco.
Yeah, it seemed quite a thin angle to play the screw shot there. I think a lot more comfortable. Perhaps he was frightened to end off in the right centre, but the topspin shot certainly looked the easier option there.
One.
These are situations tense for Marco. I always feel like he always takes what's on. You know, if there's a few loose reds, very rarely misses. Doesn't play the aggressive game that a lot of players go into the pack early, but more often than not, he takes what's available.
Six. Marco Fu 6.
Commentator's curse. Unexpected miss. No problem swerving around the black. The only problem is he's going to be putting right hand side on the cue ball. And I'll bring the cue ball towards the top cushion and not out to the black. That's why he's come off the side cushion. Hopefully hit the top cushion as well to create the angle to come out for the black. That's why he played that perfectly. If he hit that red directly off one cushion, he wouldn't be in the black.
Yeah, worth another look
8.
at that, as Stephen said. If he had hit it directly, he wouldn't have been on the black.
9.
Bit straightish. So he's going to have to screw back off the cushion again, but there is a red available into the same pocket as the black. There's the screw with a little bit of side. Now watch the white as it hits the cushion. In fact, if anything, he's hit it too well. He's got plenty of cue power, Stuart.
16.
Now there's a delicate little shot required here to get onto the black. There's a gap there between the two reds and the bunch of reds. Well, don't blame him for that. With reds up the other end
7.
of the table, he could have risked to get on the black there, and it could have gone wrong. He was guaranteed position. It didn't matter which side of the blue he finished on that time. He's got to capitalise on this.
22. $23. $27. Thank you. 28.
This is a key shot coming up here. What way is he going to play this? Well, he'd like to take it again. He thought, I'll just play for the loose reds. But he was still going to need
33.
some of the reds that are in the bunch. So he had the perfect angle to cannon into the pink. And he misjudged the angle completely there. Needs a good long pot to keep this going.
Stuart Bingham, 33.
Now, that's not a good sign from Stuart there, because he cued that very poorly. I don't know whether it was a half miscue. He's looked a bit bemused. He had a quick look at his tip. And you can't understand what happened there, because he was trying to screw it back onto the cushion behind the black.
Yeah, finishing low in this red wouldn't be a bad thing. Means he'll be able to open up
6.
the rest of the bunch. The only thing is the positional side is not guaranteed to be perfect, but you can play this with topspin, go through for the black. And this has now become
7.
a pressure shot.
They're hard to judge when you're pushing through like that, but if he just pots the black, he's guaranteed position. Good cueing. This red was always going to be available.
40.
He just had to concentrate on pushing that cue through in a straight line, and as long as he potted the black, he was always going to have a couple of reds available.
$15.
Didn't quite hold that as he intended. It's a careless one.
And I think there's a gap there through to the red that's to the right of the green.
22.
Well, he was a long way off there. And very, very fortunate to get the double
Marco
kiss, not to leave anything.
22.
Yeah, having settled both players a little edgy at the start of this match. Never even rattled that in the jaws of the pocket. As you mentioned, Stephen, a very fortunate outcome there. There's a possible cut to the right middle pocket, but now the black's on the cushion. Not a lot of value in that. It's probably the only red he can play off at the moment. So if he takes the pot into the right middle, the white will come up past the blue. He possibly could finish on the black, believe it or not. There's the red. And is he going to be on the black? If he is, it's a terrific shot. And he is. But this isn't a gimme. He's not only got to pot the black, he must make sure he doesn't snooker himself and the black goes back on its spot. Superb. Absolutely superb, the last couple of shots. And now he's got an angle, if he wants to cannon the two reds. Doesn't have to play that, but it's on. And he's got one of them into play.
9.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. He would have been expecting to take both reds off there. Just need another 4 or 5 inches there.
40. $50.
He can use the brown as a stopper here, but he's got to make sure of the pot. Played it well. Bit unfortunate to send the brown onto the last
18.
red. Well, it will be the last red after he pots this one. So he needs a good angle here, probably on the blue. And he's got it. Well,
90.
He hasn't quite. A bit further up the table, he could have potted the blue in the middle and cannoned the red and brown. Don't think he can do it from the yellow. So it's going to be the green. And even if he doesn't get on the red, look where the brown is for a snooker. Now, how's your luck? Well, not very good.
22. Marco Fu, 22.
Oh, what about the judgment to get in behind the brown there? How good was that? Definitely worth another look at that one.
Foul on the miss.
And could be a free ball also here.
Marco Fu, full. Free ball.
Just having a quick look to see if he could pot a colour. Just checking if Brendan Moore, if the score's right. I think it is. Yeah, he's 9 points in the lead now. So you can take a colour as an extra red with it being a free ball, but it's just debating what to do here. If he doesn't fancy anything, just have it put back.
Back.
And that's what he's decided on. I think he was so close to the brown it was difficult to hit one cushion. That's why he's having to hit 2 cushions. But it's difficult to judge the angle here. Not only has he got to hit it, he's got to get it safe. Well, can Marco get the double? It's a free shot here. He'd be on the black if it goes in. Close. He can go either side of the table here, but that blue's going to come to his rescue, is it? Can he see enough of the red to take the pot on? Must be tight. Got to get close to the middle pocket to get that. You never really know where they're going to go. You just play to get out of the snooker, but he'll settle for that. If the pink doesn't go, he's going to have to just play the snooker. Enough room past the blue, so just tie it up against the pink.
Stuart Bingham 1. Well, he's looking up the table, but the blue's in the way from the 1 cushion escape.
Much easier to hit off the baulk cushion, but he's going to hit a couple of cushions, you would think, unless he puts a bit of side on it. No, it is 2 cushions, and that's tough to judge. He was close.
The miss.
Is the cue ball going to go in the pocket? It's close.
Stuart Bingham 4.
And now that it has, Stuart has got a chance here. He's only 4 points behind. If he can drop this in the middle pocket, he'll leave a lovely angle on the green to get up for the brown. Brown to blue could be the key, as long as he rolls this yellow in.
Two. Five.
No, it's not going to stop there. Let's have a look at the expression on Stuart's face. I think that tells you that he may be snookered. You can always tell with the body language. Quite a margin for error there, but that's amazing how you can snooker yourself.
Yeah, I was quite surprised he played to stun before the middle pocket. I thought he would have screwed past the middle pocket here. As you say, the margin for error was much less playing it that way. He obviously wants just to get as close to the brown as possible. Judged that well though.
Stuart Bingham 5.
When you keep squandering these chances, it just dents at your confidence a little bit.
He's okay here though, because Marco can't see enough of the brown to play in behind the pink. He can only hit the brown full ball or on the left side. So not easy to get it safe. I mean, he could try and snick the brown in, and if it's a tough safety shot, might as well try and just clip that brown in. Well, they sent the brown over there, so I suppose it's not bad under the circumstances. Very little available to him there. Well, that's changed the whole frame now, knocking the blue safe. So it's one of those situations where you don't really want to pot the brown unless you can possibly cannon the blue out.
Stuart Bingham,
unlucky.
4.
A chance to maybe drop right in behind the blue here if he rolls the brown in. But even then, it's not going to be easy. It's one of those, you either drop in behind or you leave an angle where you try and move the blue. Probably be better trying to move it because it's tough up the cushion from that position. And he's setting it up in such a way, I think he's going to try and get the cannon. There you can see it there. He's just making sure he's got the right angle to pot the brown and move that blue. And that's a perfect picture. Lots of topspin. It's all gone wrong.
Yeah, he would say neither player are cueing well, really, so far in this match. You can see the cue was all over the place there.
Well, he's looking at the possibility here. Well, the way he's getting out, he's just going to play the safety shot. I thought he might take the pot on here, but he's not. Well, he is. I was going to say, he played the positive shot. He tried to pot the brown and knock the blue out, and he's got it safe. I think this is more important from Stuart Bingham's point of view to win this second frame. Okay, it's the best of 11, first to 6, but if he was to lose this one, go 2-0 down, a little seed of doubt might creep in. Well, that's helping the situation, and if anyone can get up to the blue, Stuart Bingham can. If he's got a slight angle, the cue power this fella has. So he just needs the blue to leave. Marco needing a snooker. Is he going to go all out for the double? That's what he's thinking about. Or should I just try and put a good safety in? It's the good safety.
Stuart Bingham, 4.
Well, I say the good safety. If he can hit the cushion first here and send the blue up past the black, he could get a snooker. Oh, he's gone too wide. Oh, that's a poor shot. You could see he put so much side on it, it threw the white out and never really come back enough. Watch the white go to the left as we look at it. He could have been a lot closer than that. That was a poor shot. Well, this is edgy stuff here from both players.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to play that in a confident way, following the cue ball through there. I think if you're cueing well and you're confident, you stun that in. You don't think about where the cue ball's going. You only needed the blue. So a really nervy start, especially from Bingham in this match.
that was a very strange shot. Might be his last one in this frame. Mind you, the way Stuart's cued a few of them, not guaranteed, but it's a fairly comfortable pot as long as he hits it thin enough.
Five.
Been going over 33 minutes this frame. Will be pretty relieved, Stuart Bingham, because Marco had chances to open up a 2-frame advantage. He didn't take them. And as I say, Stuart would be mighty relieved. He levels at 1-all. Both players have popped out of the arena, so we'll there's my old mate Patsy Fagan, the 1977 UK champion. He looks fantastic. He did a bit of work with Jimmy White for a couple of years, but he's always here at the Masters. Great lad, and he'll be enjoying this. Great tactical player as well. Great, one of the best money match players the game had back in the 70s. But we'll show you some stats and you can have a look at them just to see what's happened in the 2 opening frames, and we'll be back with some more commentary when the boys return.
Quiet down now, please. Thank you. The 3rd frame. Stuart Bingham to break.
That's the beautiful trophy there that everybody wants to get their name on. And the gentleman sitting next to me has won that, well, not that particular trophy, but he's won the Masters 6 times. Got to keep the original trophy. It's probably in the loft of the other 600. Stephen used to keep all the trophies at Spencer's Snooker Club up in Stirling, which had been there for many, many years, but sadly no longer there. Used to pop up now and again for a practice session, and used to admire all these trophies there.
Another pretty comfortable long pot, you would say there. Missed. You would have expected to get that. So that's probably an 8 out of 10 long shot there.
1.
Maybe a plant to the right corner, or maybe a red goes to the left corner. But just hasn't got quite the perfect angle to go into them. That's why I had to hit it so hard. That's okay.
Six.
Needed full ball in the pink there to open the reds up properly. Looks like he's going to be cannon in the pink here and dropping this red on, so no guarantee where the cue ball is going to end up. In fact, it's so awkward he's looking at refusing it, playing a safety shot.
Yeah, he had another think about it, but as you said, he was cannon into the pink, so he, and the other red, so it didn't bother.
Stuart Bingham, 6.
You know, I thought he'd got away with it until that red appeared over the corner pocket. There was nothing else available. So for one moment there, I thought, he's left nothing. And all of a sudden, this one appeared.
One.
Yeah, no point playing for the pink there, because when it's respotted it'll be blocked by all the reds. So the blue's got quite an acute angle, but it can use the reds to stop the pace of the cue ball. Nicely played. I wonder if we can get him. If he's straight at this red, he may be forced to drop for the black to the right corner.
6.
But again, won't be in a hurry to play the black, because if once it respots, it's not available. Does have this red to go up for the blue, so he's okay.
Seven.
Well, he thought he was going to slip past the blue, but he didn't. And, the way it's finished, he can't take the pink because he's hampered with the blue. There's no real value here. Let's see what he can play onto. Yeah, there is one red I suppose he could get on if he pots the blue. Yeah. Still far from easy.
12.
Don't know whether he's going to risk trying to pot this red and bring the black into play. Might have to. Well, found the gap.
13.
But as I mentioned, it's far from easy. The reds are nicely situated, but the pink and black's awkward. And there was the gap. He just missed the black, but it was well judged.
$17. $18.
He's gradually clearing the pink spot area. Didn't even think about getting onto the pink because it would have been tied up. So he's cleared a couple of reds away from around the pink spot. And this is finished nicely. This will definitely clear things. If he pots this red, well, he's got a choice of reds,
22.
but there's one that's blocking the path for the pink to go into the left corner pocket. That's what he's just looking at there. It would be one of those shots. Well, it looks as if he's still going to go up for the blue. Let's have a look. No, he's played for the pink this time, but
23.
that red I mentioned is still blocking the pink from potting into the left corner pocket. In a couple of shots' time, he could have the pink available into 2 or 3 pockets. At the moment,
29.
it's only available into the left middle. Play for the blue this time.
30.
That's what he's looking at there. Just a slight angle, so he's okay.
$35. $36.
Now he's got them exactly where he wants. Every chance now with the pink available into all pockets. Doesn't have to concern himself with the black. He can win the frame with pinks and blues if he
42.
runs a little bit out of position on the pink.
43. $49. 50. 56.
Yeah, he'll be getting himself ready for the next frame. He knows this one's disappearing rapidly.
$57.
Just needs one more red to leave Stuart needing a snooker, and it couldn't be easier.
63. $64. $70. Wow.
Well, he had a
Marco
possible
Fu,
chance of
70.
a century break. Very
Stuart Bingham,
unlucky
4.
to knock the brown in there. Stuart's just having a
Free
look
ball.
at the scoreboard, but it is a free ball, but he's 60 behind. There's only a possible 43 on the table, so barring a couple of snookers, it's 2-1 to Marco. With it being a free ball, there's an extra
Green ball.
red on the table. Green will count 1. He's played up for the black to give him as many points as possible.
1.
He will now concede. He just
Stuart
has a
Bingham,
quick
1.
look round
Yeah.
at Marco
Then
and
conceded
said that's
frame.
enough.
Marco Fu.
So Marco looked very good when he was in the balls there, and he's done more than enough to take the third frame. He now leads 2-1. And it's amazing sometimes you think you've got away with it. He made a mistake and I thought, oh, he's got away with this, Stuart. Just have a look at this here now. He's tried to pot this. It's a difficult pot. He's a long way off it, but then he wobbled in the jaws and the white finishes in the position. I thought, he's got away with this. Have a look at the red that he missed where it finished. But unlucky there, Stephen.
Yeah, he was obviously unlucky to stick the red up, but he went for the long red and actually hit it on the wrong side. He missed it by that far. So he's not cued well at all so far, Stuart. He's not looked comfortable, and you say he's not won a match in this tournament, so maybe it's just one of these tournaments he feels really under pressure.
Yeah, I think Marco looks the more comfortable of the two players. The fact that he has been to the final, he's been to a semi-final and a quarter-final. And it does ease the pressure. When you've played here 6 times and you haven't won a match, it's hard to put it at the back of your mind. That's what you have to do.
Thank you. Take your seats quickly, please. Thank you. Frame 4. Marco Fu to break. Quietly, please. Thank you.
You got to hit those thin. Stuart knows he's made what we call a schoolboy error there. In fact, you're better off missing the red altogether with the first attempt rather than doing that. Put Marco in straight away here. Mid-session interval coming up after this.
One.
The two reds above the black, if he can, the one on the left. Would be a good shot to play. And that's exactly what he did.
Eight. White.
I don't know if he's quite got the angle to follow through for the black. I think that's what he's playing because he's getting the cue ball cleaned. So it's quite a delicate follow through shot. Obviously he doesn't want to get a kick and leave the cue ball where the red is. In fact, he's playing a screw shot. He's always going to leave the cue ball a bit further away from the black, playing with bottom on the cue ball instead of the top. He felt he was always going to have a guaranteed pot playing it that way. Yeah, this is a great opportunity
16.
now. Made 357 centuries in his career, Marco Fu, so fantastic break builder. Very heavy scorer when he gets going.
Thank you. 70. $24. $25.
Well, those three reds in a line above the black. If he cannoned the middle one of those, he probably won't play the cannon because there's enough open reds, but that's the shot to play. Yeah, he's played it. A little bit unlucky. He's not got the angle. He may have to play the red up to the green pocket here.
32.
Just looking at the gap, but this is a tricky little positional shot. If he's playing through the gap, he doesn't want to catch any of the reds because he could leave the cue ball nowhere. I think if the red is straight into the green pocket, this is a shot to play. Five reds and the fifth black coming up, and you honestly couldn't place the reds any better, apart from possibly the one that's in the bulk area. Well, what an opportunity here.
40.
I don't think Marco's the kind of player that we'll be thinking about 1-4-7s yet, but he'll know how well the reds are placed.
41.
I remember when he made his first, it was in the Scottish Masters way back in 2000. He made a maximum break. There was a car for it, and he couldn't drive. What a chance, as you said, Stephen.
48. $49.
this red will open up
56.
another 3 into either corner. He just potted that red in the left-hand side of the pocket. That's why he's finished low in the black. He didn't pot that red cleanly. And then you see he just goes off the right-hand jaw. So a little bit trickier to hold the cue ball here. Someone nicely played though. Falling away from this red, and he likes still. These are missable if you try and hold them without using a cushion. I think he'll stun off the black cushion here.
65.
The 3 reds closest to the pink. Perhaps a cannon in the middle, one of those. That's worked out well. Perfect.
72.
Surely not on the opening day of this year's Masters could we possibly see a maximum break. Wouldn't that be a story?
73. $80. $81.
The first maximum break made at the Masters was an overseas player. The man with the white suit from Canada, Kirk Stevens, made it against Jimmy White. And Marco from Hong Kong is still going along nicely here.
Yeah, maybe going up for the red past the blue here, because he finished a little bit low in the black and needs the angle. That looks about perfect. Great shot.
88. $89.
He got hold of his head there. He didn't intend to cannon the blue, but he's okay.
Nice shot there. Just played the cue ball into him
96.
earlier with a choice of red to right centre or red to right corner.
97.
Again, we'll probably play the cue ball somewhere around where it is now. A choice of red to left centre or right corner.
Another fraction and he would have been left with a choice of either red. He's got to get a little bit of action. And Stuart now sitting there, he'd love to see Marco make a maximum here. Once the frame's over, you're cheering your opponent on. Well, he's played this perfectly. One more good positional shot and the chance is really there.
Yeah, I'd love to be straight in this red, just to stun the cue ball, leave it exactly where the red is, and that looks about perfect. Just leave the cue ball where the red is,
112.
so you can pot the black
down, please.
and stun off 2 cushions for the yellow.
Well, Stevens calling all these shots. He has made the maximum on 11 occasions. And he's played it.
130.
Exactly As Stephen said, now he can drop it in or he can use the 2 cushions. Depends how he feels. He's gone for the 2 cushions. And he's played it perfectly.
120.
Well, I'll tell you what, this crowd is certainly getting excited.
122.
I tell you, from 24 points on, it has been absolutely perfect.
125.
Well, there's a huge crowd in the Ali Pali tonight. 2 more pots.
134.
And they'll lift the roof. Come on, Marco.
140.
Absolutely fantastic. Marco Fu makes his 3rd maximum break. And what a time to do it in front of a fabulous crowd here at the Ali Palace. And isn't he delighted? Everyone's standing up, and he deserves that standing ovation. Marco Fu goes to the mid-session interval, making a maximum break to lead 3 frames to 1.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song.
Stephen Hendry becomes Masters champion for the 6th time.
Oh baby, how you like? All I need is my baby.
What a wonderful, wonderful finish.
That's in, is it? No.
What do I do?
Wow, would you believe it?
How do I feel at the end?
That's brought this audience on its feet and to life.
Turn on and say, oh. Gonna get out of that way.
What a remarkable, brave, courageous performance. Well played, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Match is on the knife edge. Jingle was forward to shake O'Sullivan's hand. Maybe he thinks
O'Sullivan's 49 and the frame.
it's not. It's best of 90.
It's right in the middle of the pocket.
First one here, I got me and the missus. Was in honeymoon in Koh Samui, which was unbelievable sights and great memory. Went to crocodile farm, held a little crocodile. I got one here of Mark King when he fought Quinton on. That's when he rings me. That's what comes up, that picture. got Mark Williams. When he rings me, I've got a lovely picture here of him when he was about 12 or 13. I think he's playing for the Welsh team or something. I got that on Google, I think. I've got a nice family photo there with all my family. My wife Michelle, my stepdaughter Tegan and my son Shay. I sent this to my missus the other day. Oh, that one. And she's so gullible. I said, I was flying over in China and I said, I looked out the window and I see this. So I said, I thought with you and I took a picture. And she believed it actually. So that's sorry babe, but that's all the stuff on my phone that's been of late.
Sean Murphy. It looks like as if he doesn't put in any effort into it, and it gets a lot of action out of the ball. Ronnie is very clever amongst the balls, the little kisses, what shots to play, when to play them, how to play them. He's the best out of all the players, I think. Mark Williams, he can pot like all different kinds of long pots, when the cue ball's on the cushion, straight long pots, cue power, or the cuts, shot to nothing, with size, anything. He's got a great variety of shots. John Higgins, safety play, I think he's very clever. Stephen Hendry, I think, has got a great temperament. I think he plays so well under pressure. Cue power for Judd Trump, I think. Yeah, he plays some incredible shots with his cue power and very accurate as well. He's got like a lot of action out of the ball and also pots the ball as well. Jimmy White's the best rest player, I think, out there. He doesn't miss a lot, and also he can put a lot of action on the cue ball. Stephen Hendry, I think, got fire in his eyes, and yeah, he just wants to win a lot more than other players. Ronnie, yeah, Ronnie Wynn is the best front runner out there. He just plays better and better when he's in front, and it's very tough for the other guy to catch up. John Higgins, yeah. I think Ding is quite good in a way. Done so many great comebacks over the years, I think.
At the moment it's Ding. I can't lose to Ding at the moment, and he's like one of the best players in the world. Some of the slow players on tour does make it hard work, but they're there to do a job at the end of the day. My missus. I sort of watch a little bit of Lee Evans, Peter Kay, negativity, people that quit. I can't see the point. It's like just stupid, I think, sometimes. I think I've got good hair. I've got to start running. I've got to start losing a bit of weight. Every food. Obviously, we've got a lot in China. I actually do like eating Chinese foods with chopsticks. My missus' food I might hate. She don't do that great food. PE, any break, you should play football, you should do sport. History, maybe probably because of the teacher. You catch up with friends that say you ain't seen for 20 years and things like that. The trolls you get, obviously people that just lost a bet and they think they can just slag you off and things like that I hate. I've just got onto red wine, bit of Chateau Neuf de Pat, something like the old shots like Zambuca and tequila and things like that. Being on a train and people talk, and they don't need a phone. I lad that people talk sometimes. I can talk to my boy, talk to my stepdaughter whenever I want. Seeing them grow up, seeing them develop into a person. So my son's 3 now and he's picking up every ball sport going, so he's obviously a little me.
Stuart Bingham to break.
Go on, Stuart Bingham.
Yeah, with it being the best of 11, 3-1 behind's not too bad. As long as you get off to a good start after the interval, that is.
Yeah, I suppose, Dennis, a good time to make a maximum. It is a frame before the interval. Gives you a chance to settle down again. And a chance of a long red here for Stuart. Coming down to see if the black's available. See if he can cue this one any better.
Thought he wouldn't leave anything, but just wobbled it, and he has left a pot on. But once again, wasn't a smooth cue action there from Stuart. Needs to miss the brown, but I don't think there's enough pace on it, so nothing on now. You can play the snooker, but it's not easy to get a decent snooker. Yeah, in fact, he didn't think it was worth it.
Marco Fu 1.
He knew if he rolled in behind the brown, it was an easy escape into the side of the reds. Right, let's see if he can knock a long one in. He needs to, just to get a bit of confidence going. Just off straight. That's better. Well, Marco's way down at 33% with his long pot success rate, but he's closer in pots. So nothing wrong with those. Haven't made a maximum in the previous frame. Just on the 90%, you know, if you can get into 93, 94, then you're really doing well. But
6.
Pretty low at 78% for Stuart.
Stuart Bingham, 6.
You can just see his backhand there just went slightly to the right, which is an indication that you're not delivering the cue through in a straight line, and that's a little bit of tension in Stuart's cue action, simply because, you know, as we mentioned a few times, his 6th time here and he's yet to win a match at the Masters. You try to put that at the back of your mind, but he's trying probably just a little bit too hard at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you. 1.
Bit unlucky there. Played the shot correctly.
6.
Developed the black. But didn't drop nicely on a red. So a bit unfortunate.
Marco Fu, 6.
Well, I suppose that's what you call a double to nothing, but because you weren't going to leave anything. But if the red had have dropped in that left middle pocket, Marco had a great chance, so it was worth risking that double. Definitely was a shot that was worth taking on.
I hit that really well. You're much closer. This red pops to the right corner, but the cue ball is going to be cannon into the black, so no real idea what's going to happen. You'll be hoping it hits the black thin on the right hand side and at least go back up for the pink. No. He's just not been on it tonight, Stuart.
Needed to power that one in, and well, the last couple of reds, that's wobbled 3 or 4 times as well, similar to the one he played up into the right corner that looked like it was in. Another chance for Stuart here.
One.
He needed a little bit more stun on it there to take himself away from the reds. He's just not, as you said, Stephen, just not with it, is he?
No, I think what happens when you're not 100% confident and not playing well, then you try so hard on potting the ball you forget about the position. That's what happened there.
Stuart Bingham 1. Foul and a miss. Marco Fu 4. Back. Yeah, Marco. Thank you.
It's a bit of a chance for Marco. In fact, he can get onto the black here if he knocks this red in. He'll stun it off 2 cushions and finish nicely on the black. Just gone a little bit further than he intended, but he's got the green as an alternate. Just ran a little bit too far to be nicely on the black.
We hit that one really well.
4.
Nice long backswing right through the cue ball.
Five. $11. $12.
May have just finished slightly low in this red. I can get past the
16.
The pink to play it into the left corner. So slightly careless cue ball there. And okay, able to stun through the gap, so
70.
Another great opportunity. Pink available to all 4 pockets.
23. $24. $31. $32. $38. $39.
Well, if he's got an angle in the black, he may play a cannon, but he doesn't really need to. Once the red closest to the left corner goes, it clears another red to that pocket. Where does that top red go to the left corner?
46.
No problem leaving himself an angle in the black here, though. In fact, that puts him 51 up, 51 on, so just the black. He'll still play the cannon on the red that's immediately above the black.
$54.
He really has settled down now.
55.
And to come out after the mid-session interval, after making that magnificent maximum break, this is top class from the man from Hong Kong. It really is. He made a 57 in the opening frame.
62.
He made a 70, he made a 147, and now this.
63.
And he could quite easily have won the frame that he lost. So he's in control at the moment, that's for sure.
$70. 71. $76. 78. $81.
Again, another, what looks like another century break, and was never out of position once, really.
85.
He really is on his day as good as almost anyone in the balls.
Yeah, 358 centuries he's made now. He's right up there in the top 5 or 6 century break makers, that's for certain.
96.
And there's another magnificent century break from Marco Fu. I'm not surprised Stuart Bingham's going out. He does it in style again, and he takes the frame after the mid-session interval and extends his lead to 4-1. Well, as I mentioned, Stuart leaving the arena, and who can blame him? Stuart has yet to settle 6 times at the Masters and yet to win a match, and he's going to go some to defeat Marco Fu, who looks very, very comfortable out there. In fact, he's having a photograph taken with someone. I don't know, you don't often see that being allowed, but one of the stewards eventually, I mean, the players are very good afterwards. You can have as many photographs or autographs, but while they're sat at the table, you don't want to be somebody flashing a camera in your eye. But he's looked really good here, Stephen.
Yeah, I tell you what, it'd be good luck trying to get me to pose for a picture during the match, I tell you that. But no, it's he's so mild-mannered, isn't he, Marco? He would do things like that, no problem. But yeah, he's obviously 4-1 up, made him 2 centuries. He's been by far the better player. It took him 2 or 3 shots to settle in that frame. Stuart had a couple of sort of half chances early on. But as I said, when he gets in the balls, he very rarely misses, very rarely gets out of position.
And a terrific crowd again. I mean, the place was packed this afternoon for Mark Selby and Sean Murphy, and just look at the crowd that's here this evening. And a lot of people in that crowd would never have seen a maximum break made live, and they were treated to one of those earlier this evening. So what can Stuart Bingham produce?
Thank you. Frame 6. Marco Fu to break. Settle down now, the players are back, please.
Well, a pretty good length for the cue ball, but Stuart can have a go at this long red. It's a sort of free shot. The only one he could leave would be the one he's attempting. Ooh, close. Good effort, that. Not the best safety from Marco there. He's left an easy return. But White should have been tight on the ball cushion. This is a much better pace. And Marco now in a spot of bother purely because of the previous safety shot that he didn't play too well.
Six.
Played for this red obviously to the right centre, but I think if it's straight to this corner, no problem, just stunning. Leave the cue ball where the red is virtually. Nope, no, that's a sign of how badly he's cueing.
Stuart Bingham 6.
That was a straight pop, and the cue just never went through in a straight line at all.
Just see his right hand was in a dead straight line, and you could just see it finished to the right instead of delivering it in a straight line. And once again, he's made a bit of a mess of his safety shot there. It's not one of his specialities, the power shot. As Stephen mentioned a few frames ago, when he plays that type of shot, he lifts his head when he's delivering the cue to try and just let's have a look. See the head come up? And that type of shot Stuart would have no problem with whatsoever. Judd Trump, well, he makes it look so easy to screw back from this sort of position. Just watch Marco's head here as he delivers the cue.
It's a poor choice of shots from Stuart there to leave that red on. At 4-1 down, sometimes you need to step up a little bit, but that was a risky one to play the double.
Well, that's a bonus. The red is closest to the pink pots. It looked from this position that it maybe wouldn't go, but clearly it is available into that left corner, as you can see from that angle.
Seven.
Big mistake, misjudged the cannon. That's confused Marco. He was just hoping to bring 3 or 4 reds into play and thought he'll naturally finish on the pink. But he didn't.
Marco Fu, 7.
Just wondering if that red passes the other up into the corner. He had a quick glance at it, but I'm not sure he can get on the black if he's playing a safety shot at the same time, but it wouldn't go, obviously. Now the table getting a little messy with 4 reds up the other side. Didn't quite get in behind the black, so what sort of angle has Stuart got on this red? He might be able to get himself onto the black and take the pot on. Good shot. He just wanted to be a bit further away from the black.
Well, a confident Stuart Bingham playing
Blue ball.
Well, this would be no problem, but when you're not cueing well, this is not a gimme. Yeah, well played.
Six.
Well, he deserved to be on the red, and to cover it with the brown's very unfortunate. This is a more difficult choice into the middle pocket.
Seven.
Needs this frame badly, Stuart. 5-1 behind, you wouldn't give him much of a chance. 4-2, he's back in it.
Nine. Ten. 16. Seventeen.
Well, that's all gone wrong.
23.
Totally misjudged. Needed to hit that red a little thicker, the one he cannoned into.
Stuart Bingham, 23.
little gem there from Marco. Getting the white exactly where he wanted, covering that red, the brown, and covering the others with the yellow. Let's have a look what Stuart can see. Not a lot. Couldn't do very much there, Stuart. Marco's having a look at this red up into the corner.
One.
Well, he did have a look at it. He played it perfectly.
Not the easiest positional shot. Then he's got to, if he's playing for the loose red to the right corner, he's got to finish low. Has he hit it too hard? By that expression, he has.
6. Marco Fu 6.
Well, the frame back to normal now with the reds back up this end of the table. It's a bit awkward earlier with 4 reds up in the bulk area. That white's near the pocket. Not really a shot to nothing, this one into the left corner. He'd cannon into the black if he played it plain ball, so just weighing up the situation to see if he could possibly take it on in such a way that he could miss the black. He'd have to stun it, so it'd be very risky. I'm surprised he played that, because there's no way he could avoid canning into the black. I thought if he takes it on, play it with a bit of stun to get the white back round the table. Just over the 2 hours, and Stuart, well, missed another golden chance there. And as I mentioned earlier, if he loses this frame, you couldn't really see a way back for Stuart as he hangs his head. Marco's lost a bit of concentration now. After back-to-back centuries. He's a smashing lad, Stuart, and he's seen the funny side of that. Yeah, there we go. But he's got to capitalise on this, because Marco, as I say, after making those 2 wonderful century breaks, 1
8
to the maximum, he's just lost it slightly for the time being.
9.
Long way to travel with a cue ball here. Has to avoid the bulk colours, but as I say, he's got terrific cue power, as Stuart.
You put your phone down, please. You put your phone down. Turn it off.
Someone actually had the phone up. I think right in the front row, and I think he was texting.
14. $50. $22. $23.
Has he left himself straight on the blue? 39 the difference, and he needed an angle. Let's have a look. That's what he's faced with, and he's almost dead straight, so there's only 5 points available. Can't do much with that. Doesn't want to move that red that's near the cushion. That's a bit of insurance for him with a 44-point advantage. Now, where's this red coming? Oh, he's caught the black, so he's fine.
Stuart Bingham, 28. Can't press it till I call it.
Just the red needed. Decided not to have a go at that. He only needed that red.
Thank you.
Might have to take this on. There's no easy safety shots, so you might as well have a go at the pot. And that's the end of this frame. Or is it? Has he covered that easy red? No, he hasn't. It is the end of the frame. He'll be feeling a little better now, Stuart, but Marco did lose his concentration in this frame, it has to be said. He missed a comfortable red up into the left corner pocket.
8.
And that was a good chance, but he's still got a nice
9.
2-frame advantage at 4-2, but 5-1 he would have been virtually in the next round, you would have to say.
$16. 17. $23. 25. 28. 32. 37. 43.
He'll be feeling a little more comfortable now, Stuart Bingham. He needed a couple of chances, but in the end, that was a nice clearance. But he's still a couple of frames behind. It's Marco Fu who leads 4-2. Well, both players have left the arena, but it was an interesting frame, and as I said, Marco seemed to lose concentration momentarily, which cost him in the end, because Stuart was in the balls, and well, look at the red he's missed here, and he hung his head after it. All he had to do was roll it in. He's bound to be on the blue, and he put it on the near jaw and hung his head, and Marco come to the table. And he missed one that was just a lapse in concentration. No pressure whatsoever on this shot. He was stretching a little bit, but it was fairly comfortable. No problem getting position. And this is what he did with it. He just put it onto the left jaw. And that was it. So while we wait for the players to return, there's some stats just to show you what's been going on in this evening's match. With the highlight, the high break there, the 147 on the opening night of the Masters. Both players return, and we'll just show you the final. Black and the crowd are up to. They all got onto their feet. It was a magnificent maximum. Look at the referee, Brendan
Thank you.
Moore.
Frame 7.
And Stuart
Bingham to break.
This is a positive shot. He'll be leaving a red on. If he misses this, great shot. That was positive. And then we can pot this red,
8.
screw the cue ball back and open the bunch. Bound to be on the black.
Nine.
I think winning that last frame has given Stuart a little boost. It was
16.
a boost that he badly needed, but the double and then the black in the middle was very positive, as Stephen said. And this will be his third
7.
black.
Well, he really decelerated with the cue there. You've seen his look on his face after that shot. He didn't that the way he wanted it. And it's still okay. And just see this shot. He just decelerates and doesn't hit that.
24.
He almost misses the red. Little grimace.
Thank you. 25.
Shows you what he thought of that stroke. 4 reds, 4 blacks. Dennis, can we get another one?
He's done it 3 times previously. It's amazing. Now both players have made 3 maximum breaks in their career. £10,000 for the maximum break here, because Ronnie made one in the UK.
32.
It rolls over if no one makes a maximum, goes to the next tournament. And of course, if he made one here, they would share the £10,000.
Don't think there's been 2 in the same tournament yet, ever, Dennis, has there?
Yeah, you could be well right there.
$40. $41.
There's only ever been 3 maximum breaks made in the Masters. We've seen one of them
48.
frame before the mid-session interval this evening. I mentioned Kirk Stevens made one, the very first one, way back in 1984 against Jimmy White. And Ding made one in 2007. So there's only been 3, and that might just spoil the whole thing there.
56.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he played here, because he had no side in the cue ball whatsoever.
Stuart Bingham, 56.
Good effort there from Stuart, and a clever little shot to finish it off. Cannon the black to try and get it into a safer position, protecting that 56-point advantage. Is he taking this on to the corner? Beyond the blue if it goes in. Not quite. He felt the only red he could leave was the one he was trying to pot, and that might just be the case. Though for some reason Stuart doesn't fancy that one. Looks as if it's potable from that angle. For some reason he doesn't seem to fancy this one. I mean, he can send it around the angles and play a safety shot, but I think he's frightened of leaving that other one to the middle pocket, otherwise he'd have been down and took this on. It looks reasonably. There's the angle that he's looking at.
Yeah, I think if he brought the cue ball over towards the left centre pocket, he wouldn't be leaving much on, but he could possibly go in off as well, so he's just probably not happy about what to do with the cue ball. In the end, it was a strange shot he played, really.
There's another bit of insurance, knocking the yellow onto the side cushion. Marco immediately knocking the yellow back into a potable position. He wants to keep the balls open as possible. Stuart wants to try and tie a few of them up. That's where he needs to get the cue ball to the right of the black to cover that one that's over the left corner. But he did look at the possibility of sending this red in off the brown. He'll be playing, that's what he's looking at there. You can see the red, if it hit the cushion to the right, it could go in off the brown. But he'll also be trying to get that cue ball into a safe position. So that's a couple of shots that he's attempting here. That's close. What a shot.
One.
Very well played indeed. And the white bounced 3 or 4 times before it got to the red.
Ooh. Stuart Bingham won.
Just about. I think Mark is going to have to be very delicate here. He's got to just nestle on those 2 reds. He could quite easily put one into a potable position if he didn't land on them dead weight.
Foul and a miss. Stuart Bingham 4.
Can he get past the brown to pot that red? He can. Blue or pink will leave Marco needing a snooker.
Six. Alex. Thank you. 7. 13. $40.
Yeah, he's certainly looking a lot more comfortable now. At 4-1 down, things weren't
20.
looking very good for the likeable Stuart Bingham, but now he's got
21.
a bit of confidence back. He's right back in this match. And his pot success rate
26.
is rising rapidly. Marco's dropped a couple of percent. He was up at 90%, but long pot success rate for Stuart, 57. Marco very low, but he hasn't missed much really, Marco. And Stuart marching round the table now with a
33.
A lot more confidence, as I mentioned.
34.
Now that shot there, he hardly hit that, and look at the action he got on it with reverse side to get onto the
40.
yellow. He really does cue the ball
42.
so well on that type of shot. It's effortless.
45.
I think it was effortless I was trying to say there.
Thanks. 49. $54.
Doesn't matter about
Stuart
that.
Bingham.
Stuart
54
Bingham
under frame.
started this frame with 7 reds and 7 blacks. He was on a possible maximum. Didn't achieve that, but he finished it in style with that break there, and he's now just 1 behind. It's 4-3 to Marco Fu. And all of a sudden, Stuart has given Marco something to think about. Marco just a lapse in concentration probably in the previous frame. Just an easy one in the left corner. But Stuart, we were talking about his cue action and how easy it is for him to screw the ball back. And there was a shot there where he played it with the reverse side, hitting it with the left-hand side. And when it hits the cushion, it spins up the table. But he hardly hit this, Stephen. He really does cue the ball so well.
Yeah, obviously together with the confidence he's accrued by winning 2 frames in a row. He did time that really well. Obviously the pressure's off, the frame's already won, but it just shows you what that little bit of confidence can give you. And now back to 4-3. He'll be fancying the job. At 4-1 he was all over the place. He's got a lot more determined look on his face now.
Thank you. Frame 8. Marco Fu to break.
I think Marco can play this red to the right corner, and it'll be the only red he leaves. He can just stun the cue ball for the pink to the left corner. Yeah, nicely cued.
Yeah.
Always nice when you don't have to do a lot with the cue ball in those shots. Has he got an angle to follow through? Yeah, he's got a nice angle, so it certainly moving some reds here. But they're so spread open, sometimes it's difficult to get on one.
I think he's just spotted one in the middle of the bunch that he could screw the pink in and leave himself on, but I'm with you, lots of topspin and try and just clear the pink spot area and bring quite a few into play, and that's what he's doing, cueing at the top of the ball. Yeah, that's okay, played it nicely. Even if the
7
black doesn't pot, as we show you the pink again, even if the black doesn't go past the red into the corner, he's got the pink.
Eight.
So in a couple of shots time he'll play to get on that red that's blocking the black potting into the right corner. So it's not a bad chance, this. One of Marco's great strengths, and it always has been, is his temperament.
14.
You very rarely see him get annoyed with himself.
15.
And then just follow through here, the red that's furthest to the right of the table, to the right corner. He'll be able to drop on the black and then get rid of that red. It's closest to the right corner pocket.
$21. Thank you. 22.
Needs
28.
a slight angle here. I think he has it. There you see it.
29.
Still not ideally placed. He's got to get a few of those reds into play.
I think the red is closest to the pink pot's the left corner. And he cued that nicely.
36.
May play the screw shot off the bunch of 5 reds to the right of the table. Just have to be careful enough into the right centre if he's going to play that shot. So playing the more conservative shot.
.37. White.
He's played just to brush off those reds for the black, but he's finished low. This is now awkward to get on the red.
It just seemed to jump that, and it probably just a different angle. That's why I had the cue ball clean. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, it certainly did. Well, that's got him 7 points, and unless there's a
44
plant or the one at the back of that little bunch of 5 that he can get to, he's looking at the plant. Yeah, that looks dead set to me. He can make that.
Now does he play with pace and topspin, or does he play a more exact positional shot? In fact, he played it with pace, but with scoring that could have worked out any better.
45.
It was going to be, there was a red, it was going to be perfect for the right corner, but the reds just came over and nudged the one in the way of that.
It couldn't have worked out better. I mean, he wasn't playing it exactly like that, but he knew he had a good chance. It was just a series of little cannons that left him on this pink, and what is he, 45 in front? So one more good positional shot when he pots the pink, and he's a few pots away from getting himself back into a 2-frame lead, and he'll only need 1 to get through to the next round.
.51. .52.
He might need a little cannon here because they're all blocking each other somewhat into the right corner. Needed to hit that a little bit harder and he would have been absolutely perfect. He's still got a
59.
red to the right middle pocket, but probably didn't want to hit that quite as full, maybe. Should be okay. He's okay now, that's for sure. And every chance of making his 3rd century break.
65. .66.
The pink will be enough, and then he can concentrate on making that 3rd century.
Yeah, he's from long distance, he's not been prolific tonight, Marco, but certainly in the balls he's been as good as ever.
.72. .73. .79. .80.
And once again, in the balls, as Stephen said, he's
86.
been flawless. No reason why he
87.
shouldn't make his 3rd century now. 359 centuries he's made now.
94.
There's 5 players ahead of him.
Thank you.
In the century breaks
95.
department. Stephen Hendry sitting next to me is number 1. Ronnie O'Sullivan is number 2. And Marco Fu makes another
102.
lovely century break. Steve Davis is number 3. John Higgins
103.
is number 4. Or maybe the other way around. It might be John Higgins, Steve Davis, and then Ding, and then Marco Fu. Doesn't matter about that.
Marco
He's
Fu.
looking at the black as if it kicked or something, but he's not bothered. That's a magnificent effort from Marco Fu. He badly needed it after the 2 previous frames. He's got a 2-frame advantage now, and he only needs 1 more frame to get through to the next round. Stuart this time staying in the arena, and he's back now firmly against the wall. He's simply got to win the last 3 frames if he's to win his first match here in the Masters. His 6th appearance, and he hasn't got past the first round. It's so difficult in this Masters to get your first victory underway, because every round is like a final with the top 16 players in the world, and Stuart, one of the top players in the game now, but that beautiful trophy has eluded him.
Thank you. Frame 9. Stuart Bingham to break.
Not a bad break-off shot there from Stuart. We're talking there about century breaks and the top 6 players. I put the legend Steve Davis in there, and he's not in the top 6. It's Neil Robertson. Meanwhile, Marco's looking around. Someone's decided he wants to leave. It's the man with the mobile phone that was texting earlier. And that's the first time I've heard a big round of applause for somebody leaving the arena on his own. Well, what a beauty that was after that slight interruption.
Yeah, so often you play that shot, you don't land on the black because you're trying to get a safe white, but you finished perfect. Try and nudge on a couple of reds here. Check side. Yep, now you see the check side, just bringing the cue ball back to the black. Decent chance this, the way he's been playing the balls. Watch you see the right hand side, bringing the cue ball back towards the black. Really well controlled.
Oh, what a shame he can't stay on the black. He'll have to go up for the blue here.
16.
Well, that bunch of reds, I know there's 3 or 4 loose reds, but look at the pack. There's no pink in the way. What a target they are if he wants to open them up here.
Yeah, just anything but the right-hand side of the pack will be fine, wouldn't it? Just chose to play a sort of glancing shot. He's okay, he's got a red to the right centre.
22.
Would you hit that red full in the face? Yeah, nice angle in the blue here, can play for the red to the left of the black, to the left corner.
Marco Fu, 22.
Maybe that was almost match ball there, because if he gets in the blue correct, gets that red beside the black, what a chance.
Took his eye off the pot. He was concerned with the in-off to the middle pocket. He just missed. There's a couple of shots. That's all I think I can remember Marco missing.
Eight. Nine. Sixteen. 17.
Didn't quite get enough side on that as he wanted. He's looking at the possibility of a plant into the middle. The red still goes at the back of that little bunch, but he didn't get enough side on it, so it looks as if the plant is available. Oh.
25.
He didn't foresee that happening, but that's end of break, you'd have to say. A bit of a let off for Marco there. Marco, he'll be delighted that this went wrong. He didn't play the can on that one.
Yellow ball. Stuart Bingham, 25.
If he plays this red, he could go close to the double here. This red on the right cushion. He'd be doubling it across the table and playing the safety shot.
Yeah, that's the shot Stephen's talking about. If he plays off that red, there's every chance it could go in that pocket. He's looking at an alternate, but I think that's the choice. I mean, even if he doesn't, he'd be playing a safety shot, but there is the possibility that that could happen. And he's still looking at an alternate. Maybe there's another plant on. That's why he's worried about playing back down the table. He can't get to the plant. Well, it's not in a direct line, but it could be possibly made. But I don't think he could get the plant from over the green side, where the green ball is, anywhere over that side. So here we go. Let's see. He's playing the safety shot, but the one we had the lineup might just. No, he decided to play something totally different, and he's made a bit of a hash of it.